that throw. Nice. I thought you were pretty open. Yeah. The only way is if you get.
Yeah, this. We know this. Like.
You got to guard.
Yeah. No, I like the
right
double's too easy.
Right
Yeah. Yeah, totally agree.
How do you think you threw yours?
Here, to be honest with you, I was just saying to Bees, I think I got a little more curl because I threw him there on my own, like no sweep. But it's a good spot here.
Shade, lads.
Hey, go off your draw the button, Kev. Halfway!
The straight guard here for Kevin.
Clean it.
Really tight, real tight, really tight.
You don't want to throw it too tight.
Like it to stop. Weight's good.
Just above the A. Who?
Hard!
Yeah, once we get one.
No. I don't think we have a shot there. I think we might be. If I don't make that, then we're gonna have a tough draw on my last. And plus, he might have that angle too if we come too deep. He just goes boom on this one. Like if you had here.
Okay, hopefully I'm back. If you can hear me, please let me know. Team Kleiter. You could chase the shot rock with the in-turn. That's a very difficult shot, and you'd have to stay. If you don't, Kevin's just going to whip a draw around. So it looks like they're going to try to get there first, play the out-turn draw through the hole, right around to the 4-foot.
It curls a little more. The end's a little.
So we are back. 1-0. Team Cooey leading, playing the second end here of the IG Wealth Management Western Showdown. Opening draw action. It's actually the third draw of the event, but the opening draw for these two teams.
Like a good half, I should say. Let's make it.
Rylan looking to get in to at least the 4-foot here. Can't afford to slide deep or Kevin will just follow him down. And a bit of a mistake there. He slid just too far.
Did we stick for shot?
Gives Kevin a chance to draw in. Apply a lot of pressure. Second point here would be big. Here's our in-town scoreboard. Liber now to a 2-0 lead over Tardy. Bit of a surprise there. Jacobs up 3-0.
I think if the line's good,
Flash
you just
down
put it on
4
the
now.
tee line,
That
right?
Matson Maritime out of Japan is very good. Kevin's taking even a little more ice than what the guys just took. Had Rylan had perfect weight there, his line was going to be pretty tight.
It's close.
Tee line plus. Back 4, back 8. Heavy for sure.
That's heavy.
Heavy for sure.
It's really heavy.
Try and bump it to light. Right down. Hard, Beach, you gotta go. Yeah, Beach, you gotta fucking go. Come on, Beach. Come on, Beach.
Okay.
Hard to tell by their reaction, but he might have moved it far enough to like 2. So less of a chance of a steal, but no possibility of a deuce for Team Kleiter, if that's the case. I was never any good at telling which rock was closer. I always had to call down one of my teammates, normally my younger brother. And it must be close because they're really eyeing it up. So if it's that close, you might as well make a play on the back one as though you are second shot and then hope you win the measurement.
That looks good. And I'll just give him almost the same weight, just a hair more.
So they're taking about a foot less than what Kevin took for his draw. We noticed in the first end with Kevin's last, it can run a little bit straighter when you add weight. So they're going to have to be careful not to jump this one here.
Throw him back. Just back line. Yeah. Okay, yeah. 40 then. It moved tucks in, so just
Tendency is to overthrow this rock a
like
bit.
a sliver less, Jay, still, yeah.
Yeah, taking less ice. I like that.
Nice forward.
So an opportunity here to get on the board. Could be for a single, maybe for 2. I think we're going to have a measurement here if he makes this shot.
Clean. Yep. Back line. Yep. Hard, Matt. Hard.
Matt doing his best to keep it straight. Got to pass the first yellow, pass the second.
I bumped it though.
That was a great scrub. That's the good news. The bad news is they ricocheted into their own stone. So it's going to be a single. And at the end of 2 ends here from Swift Current, it's Team Cooey 1, Team Kleiter 1, and we'll be right back.
Nice. Oh, sweet, man. Sweet.
It took us lots of hard work. It took us lots of determination. We're in the gym a lot. We're even in our off season we're working real hard, and we're on the ice throwing tons of stones. Kind of like when you guys are harvesting. That's hard work, isn't it?
Okay, well.
Any more questions about Denton?
Do you guys get paid for picking rocks? We do.
If we pick the right ones, we get paid.
Yeah.
Do you use a hammer to put in your fence posts?
When do we use a hammer, Koo?
So the hammer is when you have last rock in an end. So you like to use it to put the peg in the other team. Really,
That's right.
kind of
There you
Kill
go.
him.
Time to score points. You want to score lots of points.
Lots of
with
points with the hammer. Finish off the opponent.
Throw the hammer down.
That's right. Bury him.
Do you guys chop the ice for the water hole?
When Ben gets upset every once in a while, he chops the ice.
Yeah.
Kevin misses shots and makes me mad. Sometimes I chop the ice and I poke holes in it. And then I have to pay the ice makers money because I get fined. That's the only time I've really chopped ice.
Welcome back to Swift Current for the IG Wealth Management Western Showdown. We have a tie score, 1-1 after 2. Cooey with the hammer. Small lie there by Ben about chopping the ice. There is no doubt that he has chopped curling ice with his broom. There is no doubt that he has had to pay fines, but he's been known to enjoy a 40 creek or two, and that ice doesn't chop itself to get in the glass. So I think he's pretty good at that too. Kathy Stevens from Brigden, Ontario. I don't give shout outs to everyone who's watching, but she mentioned it's near Sarnia. I grew up in Brights Grove, Ontario, just outside of Sarnia, and a very well-known curler, Heath McCormick, is from the Brigden area, and I believe still runs a insurance business out of Petrolia. So I'm very familiar with Brigden, Ontario, and the Brigden Fair. So an aggressive start to this end. Center guard and one in the top 12 for Team Kleiter. Team Cooey's chosen to ignore it. They've thrown a out-turned corner. Now they're going to have Ben draw around his own guard here.
Come the out. Okay.
Good scrub there by BJ to drag that into the rings. Good spot there for Ben. Fully buried.
Line's good.
Some nice late finish on the ice.
Easy for line. Line's good. Yep. Yep.
Out-turn draw attempt here for Trevor Johnson. Appears to be a hair tight. They're trying to hold it.
To the nose.
Maybe more light than tight, and that was the reason for the over curl.
There, shade low.
Kevin's going to have John play the run back here. You can't get rid of both reds. You heard him say he just wants to jam it low. Love to save the shooter here if they could, just in case they need it for later.
Okay, pretty good. I would say that's a Johnny Mo special right there. Nice shot.
Yeah, that is a bit of a Johnny Mo special for sure. That's not what they wanted to do. But if they knew they could do that, they would have called it. John left Ben's rock in the rings. It's buried behind that red one. The odds of that happening were about 1 in 1,000.
I don't like chasing.
But when you're Johnny Mo, these things tend to happen. When you're good, you're lucky. And when you're lucky, you're good. So
Whatever turn you
that
like.
shot really worked out for Cooey.
Okay, we know the speed. Are we good with speed?
Going to play the out-turn draw here. The other choice is maybe the run back. Problem is, even if you make the run back, Cooey's going to ignore that stone way out in the weeds and play the draw himself. So I like the aggressive play here by the young team. A lot of the younger teams would tend to hit here. I like this aggressive call. Don't like the result, though. I'm not sure if that picked.
Pardon?
You're a good teammate. You pretend that picked. That was not Trevor's best. Unless, like I say, that could have picked. Definitely forces the play towards the middle now.
Yeah, for sure. It's not gonna be
Out-turn draw here for John. John threw a couple down here in the first. This is a little bit of a wider path.
there out of his hand.
Should be able to make the adjustment at his level.
Top 8.
Yeah, I agree. Little light.
Hard.
Hard, Ben.
Gotta go for weight.
Hard. Hard,
Top
Ben.
eight, top 4.
Keep going. Just top 8.
DJ's rock. Go.
Yep.
Full 8, full 8, full 8. Yep, 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 yep.
Good. Whoa.
I think I still might be curling if I had sweepers like that. Great scrub by the boys to get that one in there. And you can see the late finish on that ice. That rock is fully buried behind the yellow and actually a piece buried behind the red. So some great late finish here in Swift Current. I've said it before on these live streams. It's not that easy to make great ice in a curling club sometimes.
If you throw the freeze, you draw still. I think we can make this as well.
I like the creativity of this call here, and I'd actually like to see him play it.
And even if
just to see what happens.
Quarter off.
He's thinking he can
Quarter off.
hit about a quarter of the red onto the yellow, and that red one will spill in and kill the yellow one in the rings, maybe. I think it might go underneath it, but we'll see. Lefty here, Joshua, with his first rock here in the third. Definitely hit it a little thinner than what they wanted to. Now Kui's in a very good spot, lying two, buried and throwing with the hammer. Chance to put a crooked number on the board.
Almost negative is good, I think. Yeah. That's that. Yeah. I haven't seen him move like.
It's going to split the rings here, play the intern draw. Going to have to be a hair careful with weight. Neither team has played this shot yet.
A corner and you're on the T line.
So T-line waits.
I don't think the doubles are.
What do you think first? Yeah, I think it'll be fine.
Looking to play about 5 feet of curl here as well. BJ down in his low little tuck.
T-line's what you want. Doesn't.
They didn't look like they were in love with the weight early, but appears to be coming down a hair.
He doesn't look through.
Nice touch there by Beach. It's a bit of trouble here in the third for Kleiter. They could play the hit and roll off the rock that's half buried on the center or attempt the run double, which is substantially more difficult,
You want to play the stick
but
in?
potentially with a higher reward.
That nose on here.
Don't love this call. Of all the calls, this is probably the one I like the least. If you knows it doesn't help you. If you don't roll all the way underneath, it doesn't really help you. Where if you play the center one, you're always going to open up the path to that 4 foot where even in a desperate situation, Rylan with his last one could draw around the center, and it's his own center. And if he gets it in there buried, Kevin would have to run red on the red. So I'd prefer they make a play on the one that's buried. It's a very tough shot. For the lefty, it's the intern, hit and roll. Going to roll too far and out into the open.
It wasn't that.
Right on the nose.
So the problem with that shot, as you can see now, Kevin can just nose this. And now there's almost no outs. The center guard is still blocked. You can't use it. There's no doubles. Not really any raised doubles by the looks of it. I didn't love that call. But I'm also a guy who hasn't thrown a curling rock that's mattered in 10 years sitting in my living room in Toronto, so take it for what it's worth. Good shot there by BJ.
Sweet.
And now big
Keep it
dilemma
heavy, that goes
facing
back.
skip Rylan Kleiter here
Keep
in the
house.
third.
We won't be. No. Yeah, even if you're kind of wait now. Yeah.
It's got two choices, really. You could play the in-turn draw around everything and slide right into the back eight. Hope to be shot rock, buried. Or you can try the same thing with the hit and roll. He'd love to roll perfectly buried behind the yellow one in the rings, because then it would be over buried on that red and very, very difficult to chase. Not taking any ice on these hits. They're playing this to curl about 2 inches, I would say. And a curl about 1.5. That was a great attempt by Rylan. I do believe Kevin's got enough of it. He'll be able to chase it for sure. He does not, unlike Team Kleiter, he does not want to roll buried. He wants to roll right back out into the open here. The worst thing Kevin can do right now would be to roll buried.
Yeah. I had him kind of edge a rock, though.
Yeah. I think that's close. Give it a good.
I don't think I want to take more.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Probably throwing hack the board weight here. Definitely want to stick around. Like I said, you can't roll underneath. That'll give Rylan the chance to get out of this mess. Freeze.
Whoa! Whoa!
That really, really ran straighter than they thought.
Well, you don't want to nose that.
Believe it or not, that is better. And you heard BJ say you don't want to nose that. That's better than a nose hit. That's better than over curling. Because they're still set up for a 3 here.
Yeah, probably like that. That's about just a little more than gave Matt.
You can see a huge third end there for Team Tardy, scoring a 4 spot on Lyburn to take a 4-2 lead. Weeby getting back in the game against Jacobs. Matt Samir continuing to lay the boots to my dear friend Flash. The Captain Obvious would tell you this is the shot of the game so far. Currently tied, facing 2 Cooey counters. Skip Rylan Kleiter. With an in-turn draw, needs to bury as much of this rock as he can. Would love to be shot rock in the back 4 foot. Made a great draw in the first with the outturn. This is a different path, though. And a different result for sure.
14-10 I got on that.
It's just too far. Yeah. Open draw to the rings here for Cooey to take a 3-point lead. They got in trouble early in that end and just were not able to battle their way out. Again, the Johnny Moe effect with his run back, ricochet, roll the yellow one out in the weeds behind the red, and that set all of this up. And that little biter, Johns, is definitely going to be put on the scoreboard here. One of Kevin's favorite shots, the out-turn draw. A little bit of a speed wobble there. I don't know if that's going to affect the speed. That was not Kevin's smoothest delivery.
Keep it going. 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 Keep it going.
Wow. Yeah, that was. I'm not sure what went wrong with the skipper there, but 2 points for Team Cooey in the third. They lead Team Kleiter here at the IG Wealth Management Western Showdown. We'll be right back after this break.
Got a couple Canadian Angus tomahawks we're grilling up tonight.
Pretty much salt and pepper mix. So we're gonna healthily season this.
Nothing crazy, no sauce.
30 minutes. We'll give this 30 minutes to kind of penetrate that meat for it to absorb it.
Now the trick to these is to cook them really hot and flip them regularly. So we're gonna get them on here to start. We got her at about 600 degrees right now. Can a good looking, hard working chef get a beer around here?
There you go, skipper.
Thank you, sir. Gonna take them off, let them sit for a few minutes. And we'll be ready to go.
Final step, and maybe the best step, enjoying wonderful a meal with great friends. Cheers, fellas.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers, Cheers, boy. Cheers.
Go in.
Okay, yeah, top four. I like this. Yeah.
We are back for the fourth end here in Swift Current on KooTube for the IG Wealth Management Western Showdown. Team Cooey leading Team Kleiter 3-1. It's always nice to get two with the hammer, but let's be honest, that was a big missed opportunity by Kevin on his last, coming up short. That draw into the rings was intentional. They've called that to the forefoot.
Shot, man.
Fourth end here with the hammer, even ends. I think you'll see Team Kleiter play very aggressively here, try to tie this game up or more. We'd love a blank or a force. I mean, let's be honest, in this situation, I always wanted to steal three. Comments on the meat. It is outstanding. The boys have treated me to some of the steak that they get from their sponsor, and it is very, very good. I would cook it much differently than how they did. I keep lid up, and I only flip the steak once. We talked about this at the last event. You can throw your comments in on how you like to cook a steak, but I don't believe in multi-flips or lid down.
Go hard there.
Gotta go for that.
I got the line. Whoa.
Another really solid game here out of Ben. Good start to this end. Nice center guard there on his rock in the 4. Rylan's going to take the same approach that Kevin did and ignore the rock on the forefoot, draw around his own corner. I like that. If you're going to throw the corner, you might as well use it. So an in-turn draw here for Matt. Working hard to make it curl. Really nice shot there. Buried, full 12. Good job. Both the leads playing very well in this game. Another one of these in-between shots. John's going to try to chase with the in-turn.
It's good.
Clean.
Got to be careful to not chip
Hard,
the
Benny.
center guard off, which doesn't look like it's going to be a problem on this one.
Touch it. Hard. Get out of there.
Nice shot, John. Hey. Good sweep, Ben.
Good scrub there by Ben to carve that over. Just killed that stone. Didn't even get it out of play, but did the job.
That's hack weight.
We're going to have Trevor play the same shot that Matt did around the guard here. Like to get just a hair more curl. Again, these guys have played together for 11 years, which is crazy for a curling team. I mean, that outlasts, I would say, 50% of the marriages in this country. Speaking as a single guy that's never been married. You can see just the difference in weight there. Slides all the way into the back 12. Still useful.
Yeah.
John's going to try to take a hair off of this. They thought he just overthrew his last one. That's why they didn't get the curl they're looking for.
Easy. Clean. Whoa. No. Benny. Gotta go again. Keep going.
Getting Ben to try to come again.
Hard, you might stick it.
Good shot, John.
A little heavy yet still.
But he threw less, yeah.
One more.
Might be switching tactics here for Team Kleiter. They're talking about potentially the run back. They could obviously draw again, or they could even freeze to that rock that is shot stone. They decided to go back out to the wing again. Trevor hoping to take about 8 feet off of what his first one was.
It's you, Matt. Whoa.
And again, just wasn't able to quite take enough weight off of there. I think you'll see Cooey just follow that one down because it slid in just behind.
Okay.
So straight freeze here for BJ with his first. Not sure they've announced it or if I'm allowed to say it, but I'll say it anyway. Team Cooey's going to have BJ's brother, Denny. It's going to be their 5th for their run at the Olympics. They're the reigning Olympic trials champions. Actually, BJ lost that final with his brother against Team Cooey.
Whoa.
If you can't beat him, join him, and that's what the Newfields have decided to do. I think he's a great choice. Denny's a great player, very even-keeled guy, tons of experience. He's filled in with these guys overseas when they needed a player.
How do we move it?
So Beach a touch heavy there. Would have preferred to be dead frozen. That would take that red one away from possibility of counting. A lot of patience here on these young guys out of Saskatchewan. Still haven't even really looked at a play on shot rock. They're going to try to hit and roll towards the center line here, get some separation between their two reds. Don't want to set up a pocket. If it wasn't allowed to break that Denny news, just pretend you didn't hear me. Both teams are really getting caught on this shot off the center line. Maybe they're throwing it a hair too hard, or they're definitely overreading the break, like I do with most of my putts in golf. But
Well, those are the two choices.
Whichever you
hit and roll out
whichever
there
you
is a pretty
prefer.
big
You can
mistake.
just draw here
If
again.
you're going to
or
play that shot, you definitely have to stay. So maybe just a touch
probably
heavy out
the
of
easiest
Joshua
shot
there.
is the draw, but unless you're seeing this.
Well, the hits I don't think super difficult.
Okay, what are you throwing?
Yeah, just board weight.
This is interesting. I think Kevin was leaning more towards a draw. BJ's in the hack. He's comfortable with the hit.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Going to try to chase this with board.
Clean it.
Yep. Whoa. Yep. Yep. Okay. Good.
Good solid throw there. It's got to be a hair careful if you're Kleiter here. It's getting late in the end. Their first call was the freeze, but I think if you make that freeze perfect, Kevin's going to say, good for you, throw up another center guard, and then you have trouble scoring. So I really like this call. Can't afford to give up another steal. Absolutely have to score here. Great shot. Really nice throw there by Joshua.
Make a shot.
Keeps his shooter around as well. So if Kevin was to draw around, he'll be able to run that back. Very, very nice throwing there.
Okay. I think there's a little more curl here. It's not.
Yeah. Well, missing will bring back intensity. So missing normally brings back intensity.
Yep.
Probably not quite buried.
So an in-turn draw here for Kevin. I don't think he wants to be 100% buried here because that'll give Rylan the chance to make the straight run back and be buried red on red. So you actually only want to bury about 80% of this rock if you're Kevin. That way, if the run back is made, the shot that's being run back into the rings, Kevin will be able to make a play on it.
You got room.
Top 8. Like to go.
Top 12. It's fine. Go. Line's good. Hard, Pete. Go.
Nowhere near the guard right now.
Keep going. Keep going.
Did the job as far as the run back goes. But it might be buried. It's hard for Kevin to use that rock if Kleiter was to draw around it. My first instinct is to draw around to the 4 foot. You could try the draw through the hole. It's extremely difficult. And if you make it perfect, you're going to see Kevin just tap his own up anyway. So I think you have to, so much of curling sometimes just beating you know where they're going to go, so you might as well try to get there first.
Unless you leave enough, the pick goes into the yellow.
With this ice, it looks like he's playing through the hole. Pretty decent level of difficulty here. And like I say, if he makes it perfect, you'll see Kevin probably play the tap.
Yeah, it's quick. Is it quick here, hey? It's about to.
That's the thing with these kids, though. I love back in the day, kids coming out of junior could basically just hit at best. Not much of a finesse game, but now with the 5 rock rule, teams are not afraid to mix it up. These guys have been battling all day. Very aggressive. In-turn draw through the hole here. Trying to get shot rock on the Cooey counter. Originally, they were sweeping to hold the line. Now it's got a curl. Just squeezes through the hole.
Sit.
Hair heavier than what he wanted,
Just
but a very good shot.
nice read.
Just kissed off. Kevin could make a play on it if he had to.
Easiest shot, don't you?
Just bumping it a bit.
I think so.
Yeah, like I thought, he's just the guy. He's going to ignore it. He's only got to bump this thing about a foot to 18 inches to be shot. More of a line shot than a weight shot, to be honest. He wants to make sure he doesn't bump it too far out into the hole. Even then, that would be an extremely difficult shot to get rid of.
Huh? No, I think it's good. I mean, even if I hit it in this hole,
Yeah.
right? He can't. He doesn't have the out turn.
Elan, wait.
Yeah, you heard Kevin say even if he was to tap this into the hole, there's no out turn because it's a reverse port. So it'd be a very, very hard rock to get rid of if you're throwing red. He just threw down this path. Kevin trying to promote the rock he just threw.
Clean.
Good chance to steal if he makes this perfect. They hate it, though.
Shave it onto that one.
Weight's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they took too much ice. The weight was close for the tap. Maybe a hair heavy. Open hit for 2 here, though.
Throw in the slots. Let's just
Great chance to tie the game up. Heading to the 4th end break. Kev would like to have that one back for sure.
10. Like that. Whole house. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of.
Again, they're taking no ice here. So the hits obviously run very, very straight.
Okay, we'll make it. Nice 10.
Final stone here, 4th end. Skip Rylan Kleiter with a chance to tie the game up. Open hit 4-2. And he let Koo off the hook for sure. Big mistake there. Scores the single. At the end of 4, it's Team Cooey 3, Team Kleiter 2. We'll be right back after the 4th end break.
All right, we're here at the Chesimir Golf.
Line's good.
We are back live from Swift Current, Saskatchewan for the IG Wealth Management Western Showdown.
Really gotta go, guys.
Opening draw action for Team Cooey, currently leading Team Kleiter 3-2. This is a 24-team triple knockout, $50,000 purse on the line. I think they're going to have 8 qualifiers, quarterfinal, semifinal, and final on Monday, but I will check that out for you to make sure.
Hard done.
So the Skips have let each other off the hook
Good. Gotta go
a
for
little
it.
bit in this
Hard,
game.
hard,
Kevin missed the rings for an extra point.
Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Rylan just rolled out of the rings there. This game would be tied.
Little bumps on that.
Nice draw by Ben. I'm losing my voice saying how well Ben's playing. Hopefully he doesn't listen to these live streams after.
It's good.
His ego is going to get bigger than it is, and that's hard to do. Matt Talon looking to follow Ben down here. Wouldn't even mind coming up short of the rings. You just you don't want to be heavy here. That's a good spot. That won't hurt him.
Then we're in a bit of heat. Then we're in a bit of heat if he makes that good. Okay.
And Ben ignore the center situation. Just draw out into the wings. Big ladies event going on today or this weekend in Calgary. The long-running Calgary Autumn Gold Curling Classic.
Further the better. Further the better. Keep going. Shot.
Good draw there by Ben. They're going to try to hit and roll back towards the center line here with Trevor. These guys have won 7 provincial titles out of Saskatchewan, 4-time junior champions, 3-time under 18. And also picked up a couple bronze medals at the Nationals. Unable to roll underneath. The rock's now high enough that Kevin feels they can roll under and maybe be in front of the tee line, avoid the freeze situation.
Just that good hack.
There is also the Toronto Tankard going on, as noted in the comments. That's men's and ladies. It's listed to be in Toronto. It's actually being played in Oakville. Kevin's sister, Carrie Galusha, is in the field. Off to a hot start this year as well. She won her spot into the pre-trials and has done well on the cash circuit so far.
Keep going.
Sit. Good.
Toss, John.
Able to stick around. That may come into play later in the end. You never know.
Play that.
I'm not sure if Carrie won. You could check Curling Zone, but they're normally about 6 to 9 hours behind on their scoring on that site, so you might not find out there either.
This one's moving very far with back line. Like, I think you're jumping it to, like, back button only. Okay? Yeah, I'm good with that, then. Just make sure we're solid back line.
So, again, less experienced, less aggressive teams may hit the open one I really like this call here. You have to stay aggressive. You're down, you're trailing without the hammer. As you can take in those scores there. Tardy's really turned that game around against Lyburn. We have 2 finals. Flash and Wills both got shut out. Jacobs continues to lead 4-2. The winner of this game takes on the winner of Tardy Lyburn. The loser plays the loser. That is tonight at 9 p.m. local time, 11 o'clock Eastern. Nice tap there. Nice touch. Double may be available for Kevin, or he may just peel the center. Looks like they're going for the straight peel here with John.
Just got a piece.
John's dad, Earl, will be happy. He is a huge and longtime Dodgers fan. They were able to squeak a win out the other night in the wild card and advance to the divisional round of the playoffs in the Major League Baseball. I will also be cheering for the Dodgers until they play the Braves. Little disappointing for Jays fans out there, although a great young team. They made a great run, lost out on the last day of the season. A lot better than what the Leafs do from year to year.
If you play like that, they're going to play the double next, though.
Tricky spot now for Kleiter. You might want to replace the center guard. Just burn a couple rocks here. Kevin's going to probably continue to peel. Kevin wants the play to be drawn into the rings. Playing the fifth, he'd love the blank here. And the easiest way for him to do that is for the play to come to the ring. They can get a couple fastballs out of BJ, clean up the mess, and maybe get a blank.
Be the call. It'd be I don't know, people spin it in, but I think so. Nose are even a little bit inside. 10.
So they're going to play the hit and stay on the back one. They think Kevin will then go up and rip the double. First stone here, Joshua.
I think just keep it there, even roll it a rock John's way.
What do you like?
Let him do something with that top one.
BJ, he wants to play the back one.
Yeah. Well, you might as well try and roll in because you're making this a lot easier, right?
Oh, what about roll?
Board.
Okay, board weight. Yeah. Board weight.
Question about the autumn goal being streamed. I'm not aware if it is or not. Everything seems to be being streamed now that Team Cooey started this last year with the generous help of their sponsors.
Whoa. 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 John.
That's fine. Johnny.
Good shot there by BJ. His thought is he wants to make a play on these red rocks up top. Perfectly content in the back. Josh going to throw another intern hit down here, being left-handed. They hit it enough times, this thing will eventually make its way up to the tee line.
Clean, little tight. Yep. Hard.
Big scrub here to try to get it past their top red. And unable to do so. Big mistake. Maybe just a hair soft out of his hand. That was a hair tight. Made the great run back last end, and now this end, just a small mistake, and now Cooey's got a chance to
That's hard.
put a multiple on the board, although still not a wicked situation for Kevin.
I don't know what else he would do. Yeah. So hack would.
Don't think this is the double. He might be playing this high and trying to roll the shooter onto the rings because that's a ton of ice to take.
Really close.
Looks like about a hack
Really
waiter out of
close.
BJ.
Whoa, whoa.
Probably trying to hit a half a rock, roll the shooter onto the rings.
Whoa.
Yep.
Hard. Hard. Go, 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 go. Go, go, go.
Again, just shows a lot of patience there. A lot of teams would try to rip the double, but if you make a mistake, it could be a disaster. They now lie 3 yellows on the rings with to the 2 reds, but the 1 red's barely a biter. Rylan's going to try to maybe hit and roll in front of the other yellow. He's got to watch. It's very hard due to Kevin's hitting ability. They roll somewhere here where there won't be a double to lie 3. The key to this shot is to throw it soft enough that you can get away with hitting the rock skinny and coming right onto that yellow in the back of the 8. Can't afford to throw very much weight here. Again, I really like the call. I like the weight choice. Really, outside of the hit last end, a bit of a mistake, or this game would be tied. They played very well. This is essentially their first year in men's play. Last year was washed out due to COVID, as we all know, so they played very, very little curling. Just got caught in between there. They hit it a hair thicker. It stays in front of the yellow. They could have swept it maybe, hit it thinner, and just made the clean double. Sort of got caught in between.
I think he just knows it.
Kevin's going to have an open hit for sure to lie 2, if not 3.
I think so.
I like my out here, board weight. What do you think?
No. Just knows it. Because if he knows it, then...
The board waiter here with nose.
Yeah, like that.
Won't really set up any good doubles at all. A lot of trouble here if you're red.
Good board.
Just unfortunate there for Rylan. He threw a very nice stone. He just sort of got caught in between, and it ended up being a bit of a disaster.
Heavy board!
Hold on. Whoa.
Troll weight here for Kev. Just trying to nose it.
Keep going.
Got a lot of curling to do, though.
Keep going, Beach. Hard. No.
Good scrub by Beach. You could drag that one over. Now, very, very tough spot for the young team out of Saskatchewan. don't really see a whole bunch that's going to do any better than hold Kevin to 2, provided that Kevin makes his last shot. Lining up this angle double, they make that. Kevin's got the open hit for his deuce because you would lose the shooter here. Team's going to come down and take a look. It's never an ideal situation when you're lining up a double to force the other team into a deuce. You do that enough times, and again, you end up as a commentator on live streams as opposed to a player. So they looked at the double. The other shot is the hit and roll. And it looks like they're opting for the hit and roll. This would be a soft weight. Not a lot of room to roll 2. Need some late finish for sure. And didn't get it. And rolled too far. So Kevin will either have a draw for 3 or the open hit for 3, depending on who's lying what. Chance to really blow this game open. While they look, there's a question that asks if I've tried playing against Kuya. I only played Kevin once in my life. Proud to say that we beat him for fun. It's a true story. He was playing second on a team. Blake McDonald was playing lead. We played them in Nova Scotia in the 1997 Halifax Spiel. It was an Olympic trials qualifier. It was actually held in 1996. And then I vowed to never play Kevin again. I'm going to retire against Kevin, 1-0 undefeated. His career has worked out a little bit better than mine. Just a touch.
I think we know.
Olympian, 4-time Brier champion.
That's heavy.
You can make an argument that he's the best player ever in the Brier. His record there is just insane. So they're not sure if they're second shot or not. This is the easiest way to figure it out. Just a nose hit here.
Yes.
Opportunity to score 3 and take a 4-point lead.
That looks good to me now. Yeah.
Similar spot to where BJ threw his wide out turn with board, so we'll have a good feel for it.
Hard.
Just clean, easy.
Clean it.
Looks pretty good.
This weight's good, Ben. I think so.
And no mistake. So 3 points on the board, and at the end of 5, Team Cooey takes a 4-point lead. The Swift Current IG Wealth Management Western Showdown. We will be right back after this break.
All right, we are here at the Hearing Loss Clinic in Calgary. Start of our season, brand new team. We're making sure we're getting our hearing tested so we're ready to roll. Whitney's been doing a fantastic job. And for some reason, we got Benny in the booth. Apparently he's the guy that has the most trouble listening on the team. So Benny Heaves in the booth, getting his hearing checked first, and we'll be ready to rock the ice this year thanks to the Hearing Loss Clinic. Kev's getting some hearing aids here. The oldest guy on the team, apparently they want to make sure he's ready for after playing with us, with me calling line after a year, he's going to need some hearing aids because I'm going to be yelling a little too loud. So they're getting them all doctored up here.
Should help a lot.
We are back for the sixth end here on KooTube from Swift Current, Saskatchewan. Brand new event on the tour, the IG Wealth Management Western Showdown. Team Cooey with a big 3-ender there. Taking a 6-2 lead into the sixth. Welcome to Earl Morris, who's just joined us. I'm going to message Earl after, see if he wants to come and maybe do some commentary this weekend. We can talk Dodgers baseball and obviously follow the game a little bit.
Line's good.
Line's good. Top four.
Hard then.
Huge
Hard,
end there
hard,
for Cooey.
Hard for everything.
Couple small little mistakes by Team Kleiter, and it really came up and bit them. No choice here but to play massively aggressive the rest of the game. They're going to go with the double corner guard here. Matt's had a great game here, throwing lead stones for Team Kleiter. Like I say, these guys, I just love the fact they played together for 11 years. They're the same age, obviously. A lot of the junior teams have to break up due to age differences, or they graduate into men's at different times, but these guys are going to stick it out. There's the old announcer's jinx there. Kid was playing great. I go on about it, and then he hogs a rock.
Take the stagger away.
In fairness, he wasn't trying to, that was just not an easy corner. He was trying to get that like a foot over the line, so only missed by about a foot. But that was my bad, Matt. Not that one's not on you.
I'll tell you after.
And wait.
Out turn draw here for Johnny.
Well then. Clean, yep.
Hard. Really hard.
Hard, keep going.
No, it's got to go hard.
Keep going.
Hitting it a little too thick.
Whoa.
Thank you, John.
That's fine.
What I like about that shot actually is the yellows were staggered. Now they're not. They could play a run back with either one of those yellows. So that might have been heavier than maybe what John wanted, but in my opinion, it did the job.
You want to hit it thinner.
Both those yellows are usable now.
Yeah. No, you want to hit it thinner.
Looks like they're going to go with the out turn corner. Maybe could have done this with Matt's last. Matt didn't have a lot of space to draw to with that second corner guard. I like this call. I'm a touch frozen here. And it looks like you are too. Oh, we're back. Out turn peel for Johnny. And no mistake there. Tough spot here for the young guys. They're going to try to draw around their corner guard here. Find a way to manufacture at least a deuce. Going to full steal mode. No, they're going to go with the corner guard. Still early in the end. I like this call. Another peel here for BJ. This is where I really wish I had someone else doing commentary with me so we could talk about something, because we all know Beach is going to make this peel. There's not a lot to say about it. Now they're going to go with the in-turn draw. Actually, it's an out turn for Joshua. Third stone on Team Kleiter. The slam these guys played in, and again, just a great junior team. They got invited to play in the slam. They played Cooey in the first game. It's a triple knockout. They drop down to the B side. They play Brad Jacobs. Then they drop down to the C side and play Mike McEwen. So welcome to men's curling. I would have shot the draw master if I was them. They had 3 competitive games, but not a great way to be welcomed onto the scene for sure, having to play 3 teams of that caliber. 7-time slam champion, Olympic gold medalist, and a 4-time Brier champion. In-turn peel here now after a nice draw by Joshua. And setting up real nice for Cooey right now. No danger of giving up anything more than a 2. Their yellows in the top of the rings are in a very good spot as well. Think you want to throw this one. He's calling for it sort of edge of the 4. I think you want to throw this right back deep as you can. I mean, you need a miss at this stage, not even necessarily a full miss. But have Kevin take a chance at the double. He doesn't make it. You try to tuck another one in around and hope he makes a small mistake on the run back. But they're in a tough spot. Great throw. Real nice draw there. Just squeaked past the top yellow. Good scrub by the boys. So Kevin can easily make a play on that one if he wanted to. Or he can hit the open one.
What are you thinking, making the roll?
Yeah. And then
Hard for him to draw his next one any place good, like so that it'll only be a deuce at the.
I think so.
At the most.
Control. Thing just knows that other one.
They're going to go the conservative route here. Play the hit on the open one. 4-point lead. No need to take any chances here whatsoever. Comment about bringing in Randy. We had Randy last year. Randy did a great job. He did a game when Cooey was playing Botcher. He's not afraid to speak his mind.
Wait's fine.
Out turn hit here for Kevin.
Hard, Ben.
That way he can't get both of them.
Yeah, that way he can run one.
Yeah.
It's tough to run right now, so the goal is to be just across, so we're lining up the two reds into the yellow. Back, run up. If we roll a little bit only.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That run must be
Yeah. Yeah. Like if we notice, he'll have a run double.
okay. Nine, 5.
Apologies, I just got kicked off the broadcast briefly there.
Yes.
Hopefully it wasn't something I said.
Get lucky though. Lucky.
Little cross-house double there. Cooey Rock actually helped
Well, if you roll it in,
Rylan.
I mean, it makes his draw not a total gimme. Said if you roll it in, it doesn't. His draw's not a total gimme.
Kevin, if he had to, could look at like a raised double
I like
situation.
just hitting it. I mean,
Get in the back one.
yeah.
But up for,
Yeah.
he doesn't care about dropping 2 here. He'd be 2 up with the hammer with 2 to go.
If you're gonna run it. Yeah.
Okay.
Again, this is a shot that's dictated by the scoreboard. Judging by the ice here, Kevin's going to throw this one sort of firm to normal weights.
Pop that back quite a bit.
Donnie Bartlett would be good in the booth as well.
Yeah, good.
Good shot there by Kevin. He actually, just a small little detail, but he rolled underneath there just to make the draw that much more difficult. Good point online. Congratulations to John Morris, who won a mixed doubles event last week in Banff with Rachel Holman. That is not a mixed doubles team that I'd want to spend a lot of time playing against. I'd like to coach them, though. That would be fun. Just tell them good game all the time. I wouldn't have any advice to give them other than to score more points than the other team like they normally do. John, the reigning Olympic gold medals champion in mixed doubles with Caitlin Laws, is now going to team up with Rachel for a run this go-around. In-turn draw for 2 here. Last rock of the 6th end for Rylan Kleiter. Young skip out of Saskatchewan.
Hard. Fun.
I think they're on this more for line than they are for weights. And a nice touch, and put 2 on the board for Team Kleiter at the end of 6. They trail Team Cooey of Calgary 6-4. We will be right back to the IG Wealth Management Western Showdown after this break. We are back live on YouTube from Swift Current, Saskatchewan for the IG Wealth Management Western Showdown. That commercial break was brought to you by Brant and Kevin Cooey's Cavs. Team Cooey leading Team Kleiter 6-4 with the hammer here. Playing the seventh end.
Make room for a couple.
Nice draw again by Benny. He's been in front of the tee line the whole day, basically putting his rock where he wants. If only he could do that with his golf ball. Hope everyone's had a chance to check out Ben's podcast, Benny and Bo. Ben is excellent. Not maybe as entertaining as the Sheet Show, but a different media outlet for sure. He's got a very good future in that, in my opinion. Two nice guards here out of Matt. Outside of when I jinxed him, he's had a very, very good game. Ben, I want to throw this one again, almost a mirror image.
More room.
In front of it.
Gotta go for weight. Gotta go
Keep
for
going
weight.
then. Go then. Go for everything.
Gotta go for weight.
Hard.
And again, after me praising Ben, that's probably his worst throw of the game. Not that it's that bad by any stretch, but I prefer that to be frozen. Actually stayed out of the open, which makes it usable, though. It's better there than buried that short, probably. In-turn freeze attempt here for Trevor Johnson.
Line's good. Okay. Stay close. Group now. Group now. Yep. 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 Really.
Nice touch there.
Try this.
I think it's time to start doing some peeling. Thank you to Judy for the kind comments. Out-turn peel here, John. Great double peel. Those are the type of shots John would make throwing the second, third in, fourth rock and mixed doubles. He would have a lot of those type of shots. Obviously, he's very comfortable throwing them. Picks off two of the guards here. Trevor will throw an in-turn guard on his own shot rock. We'll see maybe another double peel attempt by John.
Wait only right now. Right here, guys. Easy for Wolf for line. Wolf for line. You're good. You're probably good. Just want to stick for line. Whoa. Just good.
It's a suggestion to have Ben in the booth for commentary, but he might be needed on the ice. I think there's some days where Kevin wouldn't mind sending Benny up to the booth. Another out-turn peel here for John. Not sure they care about getting the back one or not. A final, Tardy over Lyburn 8-3. So if Team Cooey holds on, they'll be playing Team Tardy tonight, 9 p.m. local time. Jacob's in a bit of a battle, up 4-3. The other two are finals, 8-0 and 7-0.
I gave mine some.
Josh will replace the center guard here, which BJ will peel.
That's good. Spot.
We've been talking a bit about the Dodgers baseball. They play at 9:37 tonight, so I'll be able to watch a few innings before the game starts. The curling game at 11 p.m. time. Uh-oh.
Wow. Hard to do.
No harm, no foul. Obviously, he was trying to get the top one there. Got very fortunate, chipped the back one out. So when things are going your way, they're going your way. Also removed his own yellow one in the rings. Be an out-turn draw here for Joshua into the 4-foot. Better chance to steal now than there was before BJ's last. Sometimes you get a little bit careless. 2-point lead with the hammer, go through the motions and quite lose a little bit of focus. BJ is obviously one of the best hitters in the world. Just squeaks it by again. Josh has made some very nice draws in this game. That one's actually over buried right on the button.
This is the shot.
Skinny
We
half.
could just peel this with the out turn. Kevin's going to try to get
If he's off at all
Beach,
with the guard, then it's better for sure.
kill both the guards out front. Danger here is that you stuff it onto your back yellow and leave 2 reds. That would be not an ideal result if you're a Cooey fan.
Hard, hard. Hard, man. Hard. You're close. Hard. Okay, good sweep.
And that's a really good shot by BJ that just opens up the scoring area a little bit. Still a good chance to steal here, though, with 2 good guards.
Yeah, I think the 2.5 is the best. There. My inch curl though. Yeah. 2.5 is 2.5.
Key to this shot is you can't be too tight to the rings because, as we all know, Kevin has the ability to hit as well as anybody on the planet, as Russ Howard would say. I don't know if there's a lot of curlers that aren't on the planet. Like, I'm not sure Mars is very proficient in curling, but anyway. If you throw this too close to the rings, Kevin can make a potential run back, bring a blank into play. And again, if it's too high, then Kevin will be able to chase it. And then even if you draw around on your next one with a high guard, Kevin will be able to chase it again. So you sort of want this about 6 feet in front of the rings, maybe 5 feet. That is definitely sliding a hair far. Good guard, though. Perfectly guarding the one in the rings.
You're thinking that?
I think you might see Kevin take a run at this, though.
Okay.
Again, the real danger is just stuffing it, which would be fairly unlucky. Kevin's first in the 7th. 2-point lead with the hammer. Very comfortable spot. Even more comfortable if you could run this double here.
Oh. Whoa!
Okay.
Just missed the back one.
5 feet higher. Is there the same?
So one more guard here.
Yeah.
And I think all Kevin has is that run back. You're certainly not going to outdraw that redstone. He'd love to have the exact same line, maybe a couple 3 feet higher, just to make the run back that much more difficult. Intern guard down the exact same path he just threw. They know the speed. They know the line. So it appears to be a hair higher, which is good.
Well, you don't even have to throw hack, Ben. Just back 8 weight. Back 8 weight.
I actually had to drag that a hair further. Kevin has, he can see a hair.
I really like this shot.
The back one. So he's going to try to chase it with hack.
That looks good, Kev. Speed's really
Going back to the first stand, this is the exact path that Kevin had in the first. As we know, he might have overthrown it a hair, but it definitely ran straight down this path.
For back 8-ish weight, I think that's really close. Yeah.
Closer it gets to the center line, it breaks more, but it tends to run a bit early, depending on how much weight you have. So an opportunity here to take a 3-point lead coming home. Outturn tap for skip Kevin Cooey.
Weight's good.
Easy, easy. Oh.
Weight's really good.
Jumped on it early.
Oh, wait only.
Back 8. Dead when they hit, eh?
And it looks like red. Bit of a mistake jumping on that one early. I think it's a steal of 1. So Cooey will have the hammer coming home with a 1-point lead. We'll be right back in Swift Current after this break.
Jumperoonie.
We are back for the 8th and potentially final end here in the opening draw on KooTube, live from Swift Current for the IG Wealth Management Western Showdown. Team Cooey leading Team Kleiter by 1 with the hammer. The last one at Kevin's, like I said, it just runs early, and they actually got on the sweeping a bit.
Easy.
And it ended up not quite curling enough. Tick shot attempt for Ben here. He was excellent at these in Okotoks at our last event, which the guys won, by the way.
John, get it in. Hard Kev, hard Kev. Oh boy.
Another great shot by Benny. He's almost been perfect on ticks this year from what I've seen. I'd like to congratulate the guys on that win. They didn't allow Kutu for the semis or the finals, which was unfortunate, especially when the guys, they're the ones who came up with this whole streaming idea, and it's starting to blow up everywhere. New company, curling.com, which will be the future of curling and live streaming. The guys will be using their feed next week in Penticton, but I will still be doing the commentary. And most of the teams are trying to do some streaming. A lot of the events are doing their own streaming. Curling Zone attempts to do some streaming. So it's a big thing, but Ben was the guy behind it all, really. Sat down with the sponsors during COVID, wanted a way to give back to the sponsors, give them some exposure, get some games available for the fans to watch. And they did a great job and continue to do so. So congratulations to Team Cooey for that. I know I say it a lot, but it's true. And it's changing the future of the sport. Just barely went to the boards there. Good attempt there by Ben. Just had to hit it a whisker thinner. Still in good shape because the center line is open, as you can see. So the button will be available for Kevin as it sits right now. Going to see Johnny throw a couple peels, BJ throw a couple peels. Essentially, they're one double peel away from the game being over.
Yeah, which way are you playing it?
Both ways. I'll throw for the straight jab and you call it.
So a lot of teams might just peel the center guard here because that is the riskier of the two guards. But when you have something like John throwing this rock,
The other one on the house is pretty good.
you can afford this early in the end to step up and try the double peel.
Oh, that's the worst.
And he missed it by nothing, but again, caught enough of it to get it off the center line, and that's huge. Opens up that button. Trevor will throw his guard back. The winner of this game takes on Team Tardy tonight. Little alliteration there for you. The loser will play Team Lyburn. 9 p.m. local time. If Cooey wins this one and wins tonight, he could have a matchup with Matt Dunstone tomorrow afternoon in the A qualifier to advance to the playoffs.
Yeah, my first thought was this one. It's around half.
Not a great double peel opportunity. So Kevin's looking at having John maybe run the high guard into the one onto the rings and kill it.
Around half.
Half, maybe thin half.
Yeah, I think it's a thin half as well. You tend to hit too much on these because you forget that you're driving the rock down a bit first.
I think it's a thin half. Try.
Wow. Just barely missed. Good attempt by John.
Try.
So chance to throw up the double center guard again. I think most throwers find this one the harder of the two to throw, because you're risking hogging the rock if you get a little too aggressive on keeping it too far short. But at the same time, it does no good to just lob it down side by each, or they're gone as well. Josh has had very good touch in this game for the most part, made some excellent draws. Yeah, and as I say that it's a hard shot to throw that high guard. The tendency is to miss it heavy. Not a lot of separation there now. They might have got lucky on where that lines up. If the red goes directly into the yellow, that'd be a huge bonus for Team Kleiter.
I think you're just about doing this.
Yeah.
And if you pair this and this goes like that, good. You don't want to, like, because you can be close and spin this in anyway.
Right. Yeah, I don't love the way this is. Do you try and make it this way? Like try and hit 3/4 high? Get this going over, will that go over top then?
Yeah, or just peel the top and.
Yeah. Okay.
So it looks like it might angle right into that yellow by the conversation. And they don't love that because then Kevin could potentially be throwing against 3 on his last.
Over top of the yellow.
Not a lot of danger in just a straight peel here. Peel the top one.
Or if you hit this too thick, and then it goes onto that yellow, and then it's going towards the middle. Well, I think that's kind of what.
At the end of the day, if you get rid of both of the guards, even if there is a jam in the rings, Kevin's going to have that out-turn draw that he loves on his last. And he might not need any better than bite the 8-foot to win the game.
Whoa. Whoa. No. No. No, 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 no.
Got it going over the top. That looked a little less troublesome than maybe what the conversation would have dictated. Now, real nice spot for Cooey. He's got his choice of in-turn draw, out-turn draw, no center guards.
Yeah.
And as long as they make their peels, he's going to have to bite the 8-foot to win the game or have a wide open hit. Sort of a skip stream at this point. Final stone for Joshua.
Yeah. Okay.
Slid a hair deep. Not sure if there's a lot of consequence right now in that, though.
It's up to you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I'd be telling you out turn right there.
He's just coming down to look,
Yeah, I mean,
see where he has to hit it to make the double.
You're hitting like there, right?
Yeah, you gotta hit it pretty thin to jam it. Right.
Yeah, but the only way you touch that, you're making this.
Yeah, let's play.
Please.
Yeah.
It's a little thicker.
Third.
They're going to play the out turn across the face, peel the red. Shooter is going to spring off of that
I think it's a
with the legendary gear effect
Kind of come in
to
here.
try to
bump
kill the other red rock
Yeah, no, it's
that
slow
is
down, what
out
we called.
in the edge of the 12-foot. The disaster here would be to hit it too thin and slice it onto your yellow. But I would not bet a lot of money that that will happen with the gentleman that's throwing the stone.
No, no, no. No, no.
Oh,
Hard, John. Hard. No. No.
Just over the top.
Didn't get that
But
again.
still a good
That
shot. Got rid of the guard. I think at this stage, you could throw another center or you could draw around those yellows. You sort of have to decide what you want Kevin to do on his last, whether you want him to draw or hit. Sort of a helpless spot to be in right now if you're Team Kleiter. But you make him throw against two, make him make his last shot.
Foot higher than where Josh has ended up. Just, yeah, same line. It's good. So jamming all over the place. Each take the one. 70's nice. Quick here. All right, let's make it.
I think with that much ice, they're going to be throwing one more guard.
Green to stop. Mine's good. Okay, right to the logo, boys. Right to the logo. Higher the better now. That's good. That's good there. That's good there. That's good. That's good. That's good. It's sweet.
Feels pretty good, eh?
Yeah, I mean,
Just to update everyone on how the event's going so far. Jacobs is 2-0, as is Matsumira. So they're going to play each other tomorrow morning. The winner advances to the playoffs.
Whoa.
Botcher won his
He
first.
dropped
He
one of it
plays
past the barrier
Sturmey
around
in
this
his second.
situation here. What are we doing?
In that same group, Pat Simmons plays Hartung. And then in this group, Dunstone plays Kim tonight at 9. The winner of this game plays Tardy tonight at 9. And then the winners will play tomorrow at 3:30 with the winner advancing to the playoffs. Outturn peel here for Kevin. Not sure if it's worth the risk to try to slice it on the other red. I don't think they did either. The worst case, he's going to have an open hit for the win.
Half in the house, half to just barely full.
Or draw basically the full 12-foot, bite the 8-foot.
Take my just go 5 feet more. Or 12 is perfect. Yeah.
We used to have a little gamesmanship in a situation like this, and if Earl Morris is still listening, he might have probably done the same thing or appreciated it. You probably already decided where you're going to put this stone. You just want to talk for a little while, maybe make your opposition think a little more about what they have to do and the potential of them making their last shot. If a team on either ice surface beside you is left, you can take a little time because the temperature changes. That can change the speed of the ice. But at the end of the day, I would assume they already know where they want this rock. But we used to do this as well. Originally, they were going to call right on the center line. The tough thing with that is you have no room to work with. As soon as you slide fully onto the 12-foot, Kevin's got an open hit and a lot of room to roll. So it looks like they're going to draw out to the wings here. I don't even know that I'd want to bury this. I think I'd want to
little
throw
less
it
big.
sort of beside those rocks in the full 8 foot and give Kevin a choice as to whether he wants to hit or draw. If you bury this perfectly around the guard, then he's got no choice but to draw. Sometimes when you're in a no-win situation, you want to make the guy think about 2 different shots, maybe get a little doubt going in his mind.
Close. Yep. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa.
Absolutely cannot flirt with the guards, though.
Whoa.
This thing could be flying. No, just kissed. He's lucky he had as much weight as he did. There's no need to get that close to the guard, but that ends up where he wanted. Kevin, no hesitation. He's going to throw his out-turn draw. He needs full 8 foot.
Last time I would have been what? Back 8, back 12?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Sweeping, so just a hair off that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's really, it's the same as the button, yeah.
So Skip, Kevin Cooey, if you can find the 8 foot, they'll advance to play Team Tardy tonight, 9 p.m. local time in the A semi.
Full 8.
Oh, we're good. We're good.
You keep your brush down.
Boys like it. Just a light sweep here. Nice touch by Kevin. No mistake. And your final score is Team Cooey 7, Team Kleiter 5. We will be back on KooTube live from Swift Current tonight at 9 p.m. local time. Thanks for tuning in, and we will catch you tonight.